What happens when one of the most powerful artists on the planet decides to reinvent herself again? When Beyoncé shifts direction, the entire world listens. Her newest music isn't just about changing her sound, it's about rewriting what it means to be timeless. From Cowboy Carter to her rumored Act 3, Beyoncé's latest chapter blends genres, cultures, and collaborations that redefine her legacy. Let's dive into how Queen Bey is turning music history on its head. One bold move at a time, a new sound, the birth of Cowboy Carter. In March 2024, Beyoncé released Cowboy Carter, her 8th studio album, the second part of her trilogy following Renaissance. At first, fans thought it was a country album, but Beyoncé quickly made it clear, this isn't a country project, it's a Beyoncé project. Cowboy Carter merges country, soul, blues, gospel, rock, and pop, a musical fusion that challenges every boundary. Beyoncé called it a reimagining of Americana through my eyes. Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages launched the era. Texas Hold'em turned heads at the Super Bowl, blending banjo, dance rhythm, and southern swagger, while 16 Carriages told a heartfelt story of family, struggle, and destiny. Both tracks were symbolic. Beyoncé wasn't just joining a genre, she was reclaiming it. Collaborations that cross generations. One of the most powerful elements of Cowboy Carter is how Beyoncé unites artists across eras. Her collaborations are not about trends, they're about connection, culture, and legacy. Dolly Parton, Tyrant. When Beyoncé joined forces with Dolly Parton, it wasn't just two voices, it was two worlds colliding. Tyrant blends soulful vocals with country grit, a track that honors Dolly's storytelling roots while reflecting Beyoncé's bold experimentation. It's a meeting of two queens redefining what country even means. Post Malone, Levy's Jeans. Another surprise was her duet with Post Malone. Levy's Jeans feels smooth, flirty, and laid back, their voices creating unexpected chemistry. Post Malone later called the song beautiful, and fans agreed. It became one of the most replayed songs on the album. Willie Nelson, Miley Cyrus, and Linda Martell Beyoncé also brought in legends like Willie Nelson and Linda Martell, the first black woman to perform at the Grand Ole Opry. And her duet with Miley Cyrus, Two Most Wanted, earned a Grammy for Best Country Duo. Together, they represented two generations, one reclaiming the past, the other redefining the present. These collaborations showed that Beyoncé isn't chasing mainstream approval. She's building musical bridges across time, race, and genre. The message behind the music. Beyoncé didn't just make a record, she made a statement. For decades, country music has been dominated by white narratives, even though black musicians helped shape its roots. By stepping into this space, Beyoncé wasn't asking for permission. She was claiming representation. She said, "This isn't a new chapter. It's a continuation of our story." Through Cowboy Carter, she shines a light on forgotten black artists who built the foundation of American folk and country music. Every song carries a story, not just of her evolution, but of cultural restoration. Songs that redefine the sound. Each track tells a piece of Beyoncé's reinvention. Let's break down the ones that stand out the most. Texas Hold'em. The first single, catchy, fearless, and unapologetically Southern. It topped both pop and country charts, proving that boundaries only exist until Beyoncé crosses them. 16 Carriages, deep, cinematic, and emotional. This is Beyoncé reflecting on her journey, from humble beginnings to global icon. The song feels like a movie about family, destiny, and sacrifice. Bodyguard. A warm, rock-infused song with layers of nostalgia. It's softer but full of power, highlighting her ability to balance vulnerability with confidence. These songs show her range, from dance floor energy to tear-stained honesty, all tied together by her signature storytelling. Risk, reaction, and reward. When Beyoncé enters a new space, the world reacts, and sometimes debates. Critics wondered, is this really country? Fans argued online, breaking down every lyric, every guitar riff, every accent she used. But while some questioned, others celebrated. She didn't just enter a new genre, she elevated it. Cowboy Carter went on to win Best Country Album at the 2025 Grammys. making Beyoncé the first Black woman to ever receive that award. That moment wasn't just a trophy, it was history. It reminded everyone that Beyoncé's greatness isn't limited by category. A trilogy in the making, what comes next? If Renaissance was about freedom and Cowboy Carter about reclamation, fans believe the upcoming Act 3 will be about rebellion. Rumors point toward a rock-inspired project, infused with soul and live instrumentation. Think heavy guitar riffs, gospel energy, and ancestral rhythm. Beyoncé channeling the spirit of Black rock pioneers who reshaped music but were often forgotten. Imagine her collaborating with artists like Lenny Kravitz, Jack White, or even H.E.R., bridging soul, rock, and spirituality. If that's where she's headed, Act 3 might be her boldest chapter yet. Why Beyoncé's reinvention matters. So why does this evolution matter beyond the music? Because Beyoncé's journey reflects something bigger, the courage to outgrow expectations. She could easily stay comfortable in pop or R&B, but instead, she chooses challenge over safety. That's the mark of true artistry. First, she's expanding representation. Her move into country celebrates Black influence in a space that often ignored it. Second, she's proving that creative boundaries are illusions. Third, she's mentoring a generation, showing young artists that success isn't about repeating what works. It's about redefining what's possible. She's not just making hits, she's making history. The power of collaboration. Beyoncé's collaborations reflect a deeper principle: unity through diversity. She doesn't collaborate for clout, she collaborates for storytelling. Each artist she chooses represents a bridge between cultures and genres. Dolly Parton embodies legacy. Post Malone brings modern rhythm. Miley Cyrus symbolizes new age rebellion. Together, they form a living soundtrack of evolution, one that celebrates difference and harmony at once. And that's why Beyoncé remains untouchable. She turns collaborations into conversations, cultural legacy, and faith in the process. Beyoncé's growth as an artist mirrors her growth as a person, grounded, spiritual, and purpose-driven. She's said many times that her creativity flows from faith, that every new era begins with a prayer, not a plan. In Cowboy Carter, that faith shows in her storytelling, the belief that God gives purpose not just to talent, but to timing. It's no coincidence that she released this album when representation in country music was under fire. She stepped in, not as a guest, but as a leader, turning controversy into conversation and division into unity. That's divine timing. And classic Beyoncé. The legacy continues. At this point in her career, Beyoncé has nothing left to prove, yet she continues to prove everything. Every album becomes a chapter in a larger story, one of resilience, innovation, and faith. With Cowboy Carter, she didn't just reinvent herself. She reminded the world that reinvention is power. She's redefining American music from the inside out, giving credit where it was long overdue, and opening doors for new voices to be heard. And the beauty of it all? She's just getting started. Beyoncé's new music and collaborations aren't just about sound, they're about legacy. She's showing that greatness isn't achieved by staying still. It's built by evolving fearlessly. From gospel roots to global stages, from soul to country to rock, Beyoncé's path proves one thing: true artists don't follow trends, they create movements. So, as we wait for Act 3, one truth stands clear. Beyoncé isn't just making music for today, she's composing the soundtrack of history. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the content, please hit the like button and subscribe to stay updated with our latest videos on YouTube.